Oh, got me. All right, so a lot of people say, that stuff's not real. And there's a lot of guys who sit back on their heels like this and think that they can just do this forever, right? And then nobody can penetrate their perfect kung fu, whatever.
I don't know what that is.
The truth is somewhere in the middle. We've had guys come in that are from like a kung fu background or a Wing Chun background, and they're really good at parrying in like drills and maybe light, friendly sparring. Like the guy's giving them punches, and I've always been pretty good at parrying, I think because I hold pads so much and I'm used to people's hands coming at my face. But what happens is you get set back on your heels and the punches keep coming and you never answer back, and eventually you screw up, right? Eventually they're gonna get through. You get one, maybe two, and it has to be backed up by good boxing or whatever else your striking is. So I have to actually be a threat to make him, right? To make that work. So it has to be backed up. But the same goes with hand trapping or hand checking. You're never going to be able to just walk up and just grab some guy's wrists and do much with it. But if you can put him on the defensive by threatening him with real strikes, and he puts his hands up, we send our hands out to his, and then we bring ourselves to our hands. Seems simple, but it gets overlooked a lot. The thing about this is a lot of people get too excited with the idea that they're going to grab someone's wrist and hold on to him and be like, yo, dude, chill. This isn't how it works if the dude is really fighting. And if he's planning an ambush or a surprise attack, you could just as easily roll your elbow over that or, whatever. I don't really have you any better than you have me. If we're using this in the context of a fist fight, a self-defense encounter, MMA fight, or anything like that, we're not really going to be able to hold on for long, most likely. There's exceptions. Someone's going to comment, what about when so-and-so held on to such and such? Whatever. I'm talking about generally speaking. I don't even like to say grab the hands. I like to say check the hands. So we go like open hand like this, and I sort of just check his hands. Check his hands like this. You really got to check them both at the same time. I can't go like this and leave that one unfettered, right? And I can't really go like this and leave that one unfettered. I got to kind of get his hands up, boom, and check them both at the same time. Mash him, get him a little off balance, go to it, and then whatever my next thing is, or whatever, right? The only time you can check one, we've covered this, is if we're in open stance, and I'm checking this one, because I can pull myself out of range of that one. So, no, don't you check me, I'm checking you. All right. You're the bad guy, I'm the good guy. I'm the star of this show. You assist me, right? So be terrible, right? Ew, Maddox. What would be better is if I could get my hand on top and check it like this. We've covered this before. I'll link a video about getting our hands on top so we can shove punches in that way. But checking right here, in this moment, he can't jab me. And it becomes a race to that guy right there, right? Right, that guy right there. But you got to back it up with real boxing, real punching, that sort of thing. I can't just do it forever. I got to answer back and make him put his hands up. But it's real. It's just not as really real as some people want it to be, but it's more real than other people think it is, if that makes sense.
Could it work the same with boxing gloves? It's like, is it still as effective?
Yes. Excellent question. Look at Nate. Look at Nate participating. And y'all could hear him that time too, right?
Hopefully.
They say they can't hear you.
Whatever.
You got to mic you up. All right, let's go. Yes, they work in boxing gloves. Obviously, we don't have exactly the same amount of like grappling or grabbing options off of that hand trap or the grab or even checking the hands, but we can use a lot of the same ideas. They jab, we parry. The important thing, this is not going to be a whole video on parrying. The important thing to realize is I'm just touching it. I am not, pushing it way out of the way, right? Because then I'm exposed. Or if it's fake, like that. I just touch it. Touch it. Hey. You just gotta touch. You just gotta slightly deflect it this much. That's it. Don't do too much. Don't, when they punch, go like that. We're letting it come down. Boom, boom. So that way we can counter more effectively. Boom, ah, woo! Right? That was good. Right? So It's a little movement, but you can check the hands in gloves. It's just not as clean. It doesn't work as well. It doesn't work as completely. It's more fleeting, a fleeting momentary amount of control. But if you can get him to cover up real tight, boom, you can check him like this. Depends on how much like wrist support your gloves have, but you can get a little bit of control over him like this, and then you either step and you can push in, or you can, pull this a little and then shove a punch in there, or you can push him like this, and when he goes to push himself back, he gives you something else. But you can work your way in, but you've got to make him, he has to respect your hands so that he does want to cover up, so you can get checked in there, boom, and throw your other stuff like that. And he punches, right punch, go ahead, boom, boom, ready, boom, right? I tried to do it too much, right? And he got me with the exact same, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you,
you just
circle around.
He just implemented the thing that we just did.
Yeah.
That's good, man. You get a gold star on your paper today. We'll tell your mom. All right? Get him to cover up. Check that hand. Boom. Boom. But out here, all right? Go ahead. Hey. You know what I mean? Hey. Hey. This also works. You can cross-check this hand. Right? Boom, boom. You shove this hand out and mash it to him. Cross-checking is a big part of our bare knuckle curriculum. A lot of it stems off of we throw these straight punches and we step off to check that hand, and that gives us this momentary reprieve where we feel him move to strike, or he has to like fling this hand, he has to do a big movement and tell me what he's up to. So a lot of it is that bam, bam, and then this sets us up for, whatever else. That's in our self-defense or street fighting curriculum. So don't get caught up and think that, because I have gloves on, I can't train for self-defense, or because you don't have gloves on, that what you're doing wouldn't work in sport. That's not exactly how it works. But if you want this stuff to work, you gotta like practice. Right? You can't just like hit a little wooden thing with sticks sticking out of it and be like, oh, look how now the guy starts punching, give me some, and I'm like, so like, good. Like that's not